Hey everybody, this is Justin. This is a very special day for me. This is the day, November 3rd, 2020, that I voted for the very first time. I'm 39 years old, and this is the very first time that I voted in any election. I used to allow everybody to vote essentially that was more interested in politics and things that were happening in our nation. But this year, I identified something that I couldn't ignore anymore, and I had to act. I personally can prove that Democrats caused the outbreak of the coronavirus with illegal immigration and sanctuary cities. I have done months of research into this, and I have a link in my bio on this page that you can see to find out a little bit more about what I'm talking about. If we truly wanted to stop the virus the way that Biden is presenting to the world, we would have to follow the example of New Zealand. New Zealand has closed its borders since March and has not reopened them to anybody who is a non-citizen. Biden's plan will not work if we do not have a border wall and border security. Another thing that I have noticed is that a lot of times when you talk about the coronavirus and you talk about the numbers that have of people who have died, a lot of the time they're not discussing a potential threat that's inside of the United States in the way of medical malpractice. Medical malpractice was identified as being the third leading cause of death in America. 220,000 people up to 450,000 people, depending on the reporter and the person who is doing the study, have died every single year from medical malpractice. It is my belief that a lot of the people who have died might have lived with the proper care with better doctors. We cannot blame Trump for what happens to a person once they get the coronavirus. The coronavirus doesn't kill somebody instantaneously. Even for somebody who is over 70 years old, the symptoms have to develop to the point where medical attention is needed. Even though doctors are heroes, they can sometimes make mistakes, and this is why we have to identify what's actually happening to every single person before we blame the President of the United States for a coronavirus death.